and welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle, and I'm grateful that you decided to stop by this channel to hear my story. First off, I want to give an update on my living with coronavirus. This is my 4th day of symptoms. I can say I feel better than I did yesterday. I don't have the headaches anymore. I'm not running fever. The only thing I got is occasional cough, and my taste and smell has come back, so I'm grateful that I was not a long hauler. Today I'm going to talk about my Mixed Connective Tissue Disease story and how I was diagnosed. I think I had been 15 years prior to my diagnosis. It had been a while. I was the friend that was always tired. I used to love to have a good time, party, all those things. But I was the girl that, when she went to the one club and it closed at 1:30, I didn't want to go to the after spot because I was always tired. I would say in about 2007 is when my symptoms started to really become bothersome and scary. I started having panic attacks, and really bad panic attacks, and Raynaud's phenomenon, where my hands would turn white and then blue. And it was a good time in my life where I thought I was doing good. I was working on base, making what I thought was good money, having fun, meeting people, and I started passing out at work, or started feeling faint all the time at work. And at first I thought it was due to panic, but when you pass out at work and you end up at the military hospital on the military base in front of all the military people, it's not fun. It was rather scary. But even after that happened, I didn't get a diagnosis. I moved from the East Coast to the West Coast. And when I got here, I thought, well, I'm going to change my lifestyle. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to do this, and it's going to get better. But it didn't. I got a job and worked for a couple of months. And when I came out here, everything was big. Hotels was huge. Regular drugstores like CVS was huge. It wasn't like back home in country old North Carolina, where the little store was just little. No, these stores had 2 floors and just huge. Yeah. So my job, honey, you had to walk around, get around. And I don't know, one day I knew that I didn't feel well. So when I didn't feel well, I would always tell one of my coworkers, because I always wanted someone to know that it was a possibility, but I was never the one to be like, oh, let me just go home, because it was my job. Your job is to be there. So I always wanted to be that person and let them know I may pass out. So, da-da-da-da. So this particular day I passed out and came to when the ambulance was there, and I was just like, oh my God, not again. Why me? And after that happened, my doctor ran a bunch of, I never gave that many vials of blood in my whole life. Probably that was the most blood I've given altogether in my whole life. About 12 vials of blood. And she did every test that she could possibly do. And the test came back that I was deficient in vitamin B12, vitamin D. My ANA came back positive, the anti-nuclear antibody test. I was deficient in a lot of stuff, magnesium. So she was like, you know what? I think you need to see a rheumatologist. I'm going to send you to a rheumatologist. So I went to the rheumatologist, and they did more tests, and my test came back that I had Mixed Connective Tissue Disease, because my RMP antibody, I don't know how to say it, so I'm going to just say RMP, antibody was very high and the other antibodies were not. So I didn't have any markers for lupus, MS, scleroderma, or any of those other things. So he diagnosed me with Mixed Connective Tissue Disease. I'm like, what is that? What is that? At the time, he wanted to put me on Plaquenil, but with this coronavirus going around, new patients couldn't be put on Plaquenil, so he gave me escitalopram to start off with and a steroid to start off with. And that's what I did. I was so scared. I didn't have any information on autoimmune disease, not much. I mean, I had one cousin that had lupus, but didn't really know much about that either. So what I did, I came home and did exactly what I should not have done. I jumped on Google and thought I was about to die within less than 10 years, because that's what Google told me. I was scared to take the medicine because it's a chemo drug, but I did. Getting that diagnosis made me a soul searcher. I had to figure out what I wanted to do. And in my figuring it out, I figured out I want to live. Some of the symptoms that I had early on was Raynaud's. I used to have pain all over. If you've ever had the flu or pneumonia, like pneumonia is a good one. Like where you can feel every joint, you can feel all your knee joints you don't even know you had. Like all the joints you can feel, like where they connect and everything, there's pain. It was really weird dealing with that type of pain, and it's been days that I couldn't lift my head off the pillow. And if it wasn't for my daughter, I don't know where I would be. But I've gotten through it. The medicine has helped, so has diet change. I am making this video for people. If you feel like something is going on with your body, don't take no for an answer, because no one knows your body better than you. I have to make a disclaimer. I am not a doctor. No, I'm not. So this is my experience. I have a little bit of nursing, but I'm not a full-time doctor, And in my experience, if something is wrong with you and you live with this on a daily basis, get a second opinion or a third opinion or a fourth opinion if you have to. Since I was diagnosed, like I said, I ended up getting the coronavirus. I tested positive 2 days ago for it, but I'm okay. 2 days prior to when I tested, I was not okay. It started with like a headache, and I thought it was like I was going into a flare. That's what I thought it was, because I had a headache, that's part flare. But I'm always hurting, so I couldn't tell if it was extra hurt. I had sinus pressure and stuff like that. And then I ended up losing my taste. And I was like, oh Lord, let me get tested for coronavirus. And now, I have had a stuffy nose where you can't taste that good, but you can still taste. This was different. There was no taste, no smell. I put hand sanitizer on my hand and did like this, and it burnt my nostrils, but I couldn't smell. I just feel the burn. And I ended up testing positive, and for a day or two, the cough was horrible. I thought it was going to hack up the whole lung, but I didn't. And I have asthma as well, so I had some breathing treatments here, and I think it's what saved my life. And I also had the pulse ox monitor, so I could monitor my heart rate and my pulse. And it didn't get lower than 90, so I was good. And my heart rate was tachycardic a lot, like just from me like getting up to go to the bathroom, or it was resting at like 105. So, and when I was up, it was at like 130. But today is back down to about 95 resting, which I still consider kind of high, but I feel better. So yeah, that was my diagnosis. I was told I was crazy for a long time. You need to see a psychiatrist. I saw a lot of psychologists, I wouldn't, yeah. Oh, you're just depressed. It's just anxiety. You're just, it's nothing wrong with you. Your blood work is fine. Your heart is fine, but it wasn't. And it still isn't. I just want to say once again, thank you for tuning in. That is my journey with mixed connective tissue disease. I have learned now to take my own self in consideration, and I have to take care of me first and others second. And that used to be hard for me to do because I'm a people pleaser. I love people. But I had to learn that I had to love myself too, because I can't help others if I'm not helping myself. Okay, I'm going out on a tangent. Thank you for coming and stopping by to hear my mixed connective tissue disease. I plan to post every Friday and maybe an extra video snuck in here and there. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.